We are live for the Pull Hook Golf Podcast. And
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness gracious, do we have a great one here tonight because the season's over, right? It's safe to say golf season over. Done.
I'm gonna miss it, man. I
Kaput.
watched everything, and I'm gonna be sad.
Same here. I mean, it's that time of year. You know, when the last major happens, that's when typically I start getting a little bit depressed or upset that, oh, it's all over now. All the four majors are done. And then you're like, okay, the Ryder Cup playoffs, and, you know, you get the St. Jude, and you're like, okay, kind of, you know, and then all of a sudden you get into the BMW championship, and that's a little bit better. And you're like, oh, maybe I'm into it. And then all of a sudden you get to the last week with the tour championship, and you're like, man, this is something. We've got something here. And sure enough, it came and went. It came and went. But last week, you know, you thought I was a little bit crazy with the Tommy Fleetwood pick.
I didn't even want to talk about it.
Just
I didn't
wanted
want to talk about it.
to, yeah, just literally it's all part of the script, right? It's all
Yeah.
part of the script that, you know, Tommy Fleetwood struggles, and then all of a sudden in the tour championship comes out and wins it.
I tell you what, man, it's almost like sometimes they actually do script this on some level. Like some of the storylines week to week are like, it's just crazy. He has been playing that good though.
He's been playing great. And one of the cool things that I learned from the broadcast this week is that he started seeing Dr. Bob Rotella, the famous Dr. Bob Rotella, after he blew I believe it was the Travelers. So after he blew that tournament,
Yeah.
he ended up going to see Bob, and obviously he blew the St. Jude. And he just really worked through it. And it was pretty cool to see his resolve of being able to be in that big time moment and to actually persevere and get through it, which was pretty awesome as a whole. But yeah, let's get right into tonight's episode. I don't want to take too long here as people are joining in. So
Sure,
yeah,
let them
let's
join.
get started a little early. Here we go. In 3, 2, actually, hang on a second.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Matt.
There you go. There you go. There it is. You should give
Dude,
us the intro.
no, I don't know
I
all
think
of it.
you've heard. I think you've heard it enough to be dangerous with it. That's for sure. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Tonight we've got our co-host Butsy with us, and we've got a great episode for all of you because it is that time of year again to where golf season is over. Unfortunately, depends on how you look at it because football season is starting up, and the FedEx Cup has just finished up this past weekend with good old Tommy Fleetwood taking the victory. We'll talk about the tour championship and how it might be fixed, or is it perfect? We're going to find out. And then we've got Ryder Cup. Okay. So golf is not technically fully over yet because we have one last thing to look forward to, which is the Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black this year. Ryder Cup picks, by the time you're going to be listening to this on the podcast version, the picks will already have come out. However, we will not know that tonight. So we've got some rumors and so forth that are going around. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Butsy and I are going to go through who our teams would end up being on tonight's episode. And then we'll see how it all plays out tomorrow morning when the actual Ryder Cup picks do take place. Keegan Bradley, obviously the captain there, had been playing exceptionally well. So we'll get into all of that here in just a second, but we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Yep.
Good old Devereaux Golf, folks. I'm rocking the t-shirt tonight, the navy blue. It's actually the US Open shirt that they came out with. I absolutely love this one. Butsy's got the hat on here tonight. We got a little t-shirt action too, or just the hat tonight?
Yeah, it's an older one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll change my shirt here shortly on cam. Just give me a few minutes, but it's a good one. It's just old. I don't want to, do a disservice to the brand by showing off a bad shirt.
I feel you, but folks, By being a podcast listener here on the Pull Hook Golf Podcast, you get 20% off over at devrogolf.com by utilizing the promo code PullHookGolf20 at checkout. Once again, that's PullHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order at devrogolf.com. Right over my shoulder here is the Rockform G-Rock speaker that I'm obsessed with. I went camping this past weekend. It was out there with us. We were bopping with it the whole weekend. One of the nice things is it has a 24-hour battery life, so you're not going to worry about needing to charge it when you're on the go. It attaches magnetically to the golf cart. An awesome speaker all the way around. So G-Rock over at Rockform, and that is Pull Hook 2025. All right, folks, for once again, 20% off over at rockform.com. That is Pull Hook 2025 for a 20% off discount code over at rockform.com. Go ahead and get you some. Also want to give a shout out that today is day 69, which hell of a number for a day for the 5 a.m. comeback, which if you've been following along my journey, basically this is my transformation mentally, spiritually, physically, and trying to get into golf form for the 2026 Grass League Open. We will see how that all pans out. But for the time being, I kind of lost a little bit of alignment. Butsy, I don't know if you've ever run into this challenge before, but I don't like filming myself. Like, I don't enjoy it. So
No,
I
it
ended up
feels
finding that,
super terrible.
yeah, it just wasn't something that I was super interested in doing. I love tracking the journey and everything. So I was posting stories on a daily basis around it. And essentially, I've decided that I'm not going to film myself. I'm going to look at potentially bringing on an assistant slash intern in order to hopefully film and on a day-to-day basis. But we're going to start coming out with weekly reels that are going to start rolling out for the 5 a.m. comeback. So just so that everybody is aware, because I've been getting messages like, hey, why aren't you posting your stories? Today I got called out, and it is not that it is ending or not continuing. It's just that from a filming standpoint, it's not going to happen
Yeah,
on a daily basis, right?
get off my ass, people. It's a pain in the ass.
It is. I just didn't enjoy like it started becoming a burden, and I feel like, man, that's one of the reasons why I'm not an influencer. I'm not one of these social media content creators. You do a great job with it, Butsy, but it's just not my thing. So it's like I'm authentically just going to live it. And then if everything pans out
We'll get
where
to see it.
I get a assistant or intern, then from there. But I'm going to end up bringing them on for everything I do. So hopefully we will be able to start getting that content. And then we have a social media coordinator who is going to be putting together the reels and everything. So all in all, we're going to have content. It's going to be coming out. Just be patient with it. But you will see my face every morning at 5 a.m. That will be up on the story. I will not stop doing that, as that is a challenge in and of itself. So
It would be cool if
without
you could find a little person to film for you.
just a little guy.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Really fun. Yeah. All right. First off, the tee off report with Butsy. Here we go, folks. And good old Butsy. My question for you tonight. Have you ever found yourself on the golf course? I know I have, to where you have had a rough situation where you had to go to the bathroom urgently. And I'm not talking about going number one. I'm talking about number two.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Tell
Uh,
us about it.
well, this has happened more than once, as you probably could imagine. We were up on a guys' trip and just outside of Flagstaff in Munns Park. We'd gone out the night before. I forget what we ate, but I was going on probably 2 days of not puping, if you will.
Sure.
And the morning of golf, it was early. You know, the business, it didn't happen in the bathroom at the hotel. I
Oh,
call it
no.
travel shits, and I don't know if you've ever encountered those, right? Where
Yeah.
you kind of have a hard time resetting internally, and it's just you're off your cycle, if you will. But yeah, so it got to a point like I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm playing golf. Like, this is very uncomfortable. So we went to, I think it was like a 24-hour CVS or something like that, and one of the guys said, buy this bottle of magnesium citrate. So I bought that, and I did not read the back of the bottle. It looked like a small enough bottle, so I just assumed like, okay. So I drank the bottle, and we got out there, teed off, and I putted out on like three before there was literally like poop coming out of my pants.
Oh no.
As I was running over to the on course toilet. Thank God one of those was, I don't want to say it's centrally stationed on the golf course, but it was close enough where I kind of hobbled over to the cart and was able to drive over there. And the guys dropped me off. And I think I was in there for three-quarters of the round. Yeah, I think they picked me back up on like 14 is when I re-met back up with them. So I spent a majority of the round in there. And if you've ever drinking magnesium citrate, I'm sorry, it's a bit of a run-on story, but don't unless you really absolutely have no other option. It is not the route to go, especially if you are doing anything outside of any activity level. It was a very miserable experience. Yes, relief happened, but it was just a horrible way to get there.
That sounds absolutely horrible. And
Yeah.
I can relate because
Okay.
before starting with Stark Health, which by the way has been the big health transformation for me, folks, look them up. Stark.health, phenomenal. Like, if you are looking for a transformation, they are by far the elite of the elite when it comes to having everybody in place. So I've got a full team behind me. I've got the naturopathic doctor, I've got the nutritionist, I've got a personal trainer, I've got the neuromuscular chiropractor, so on and so forth. And one of the things with all the blood work and whatnot is that I realized that I most likely have a gluten disease, which is called celiac disease, where I can't eat gluten and can't really eat bread. And I never knew this. So last year at this tournament behind me, which is the lit up trophy over here, which is kind of cool that they did this year, that it changes colors and everything. Yes, folks, won the net championship over there with my partner Steve Nesvik. But last year was a different story. Okay, so I ended up crushing a hot dog at the turn, and by hole, I think it was like hole 12 or 13, there's like a restroom. And I'm like, hey, I really got to use the restroom here. Went in, and let's just put it this way. It was not a good experience to where my stomach hurt so bad and it had cramped up so badly that I couldn't get off the pot. I'm sitting there just, and you have you ever had that experience to where like you literally know you've got to go, like you've got to leave, like you got to go tee off because in your head internally, like it's just I know how much time has gone by, and I'm like, shoot, the next group behind us is going to like be on us. Sure enough, they almost had to let a ladies group behind us go in front of us, and we're playing in a member guest tournament, and it's like we were the last group, and it was very embarrassing. I come out of the restroom, there's carts stacked up on the tee box. I'm like, oh shit, then I got to come out. And of course it came up this year too. They're like, man, remember when you used that bathroom, Matt? And of course the group we're playing with was the same group we played the first round with last year. And I'm like, yeah, you guys aren't going to believe this, but I have celiac disease. And so when I had that hot dog at the turn and I had that bread,
Blew
all
your
of a
ass out.
sudden my stomach just absolutely started hurting. And I think about it now and I look back and I'm like, yeah, I kind of stopped eating at the turn. I kind of don't eat at the turn because I used to always end up getting a stomach ache. It would kind of throw me off. So there you have it. That was my little story in regards to the member guest from last year and exploding in the bathroom on hole number 13 or 14. I can't remember which one it is.
It's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, it was not.
It's a
It was
terrible.
not good.
No.
Oh, so that got us really kicked off here with the tee off report. So let's talk about the FedEx Cup and the Tour Championship. So the season long race. I think it's time to put season long race marketing to an end
The
because
season long race. It ain't a
the guy
fucking
who,
race.
yeah, we picked on Live Golf last week about the fact that a guy who didn't win a single golf tournament the entire year, you had somebody who won 5 golf tournaments and he doesn't end up winning the individual championship. It's a guy who ends up not winning at all and didn't even win the tournament of the final tournament. in order to win. So that whole thing is completely messed up. However, we got a little bit of a scenario here. I was talking about it last week. Tommy Fleetwood was my pick last week for winning the Tour Championship. And I said last week that if he wins, he's the only guy who hadn't won all year to where I wouldn't have a problem with the fact that Tommy Fleetwood won because he had two collapses in recent, I mean, over the past 2 months, right? Travelers and then the St. Jude, and they even had a 3-shot lead heading into the final, or 2-shot lead heading into the final 3 holes and blew it. So that being said, what do you think about the season long race? Is it still, do you still consider it the season long race because only 30 guys can end up getting to the very end? And now it's just a free for all once you get there. I saw a lot of mixed opinions based off of last week with us talking about the format and stuff. So I'm curious
It's hot
if you
shit,
still,
dude.
after that.
It's a hot bag of horse shit, Matt. There's no who's in the race. How do you win the race? Yeah, it's not a linear thing. I think it's bullshit. It's just as bad as you know, the live outcome and the $18 million there. It's kind of the same kind of deal. Like the dude who performed the best does it. It's stupid. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I was talking with Trot about it. Trot's been in the chat here. Good evening to you, Trot, as you've jumped on. And I was talking to him today, and he had an interesting idea to where it was like, do stroke play until you get to the final 8. And it's kind of like college football, where the last 8 teams battle it out in match play, right? You've got match
Yeah,
play brackets, and you battle it out. Look, I just said, I just want to see match play. That's my biggest thing with the Tour Championship.
100%.
Get rid of the season long race moniker. Like, use the season long race to get you into the playoffs. Okay. Then
To
drop
get in
it.
that small field.
Exactly. Get into
Yeah.
that small field, into the final. I wouldn't even mind seeing the final 16 guys going at it on the golf course in match play scenario, go head to head. I think that is going to be the most exciting outcome you could possibly get. You did mention last week that the issue there is they play stroke play all year long, and all of a sudden now for the Tour Championship you're going to have them play match play, which I think was Adam Scott's almost exactly what he said as well when he was asked about it.
Did he say that after I said it?
No, he said it before, but I know you didn't hear him
I
say
didn't
that
copy
before.
him. I
So
swear to God, I would never. I don't even know who that is. Uh,
the the big
hold on.
thing here is, would you like to see match play?
Yes, yes, I would. I think I would like to see match play like half the season. I would love to see people duking it out. I think it'd be a whole lot more fun for golf. And whoever says that it doesn't film as well or whatever, I mean, maybe if I don't know. It's tough because if you got a complete beatdown happening out there, you know, somebody wins 9 up or whatever, yeah, then it's not that great. But I think if you match people accordingly, you're probably going to end up with a pretty good outcome. And it would be cool if you played your ass off to get into the big year-end match play event, and then we're going to go fucking head to head with the best in the world, duking it out, not trying to beat a field, but mono e mono match
Yeah,
play.
I think it'd be awesome. I don't see it not being super successful as a format. Like, we don't have match play anymore on the PGA Tour. So it's like this gives us the opportunity for the FedEx Cup to be something different than the other 4 majors, something different than the Players Championship. Like, we have all of these championships, right? It's
Hmm.
like they're trying to push to make this all kind of 6 majors, in my opinion. The Players, then you got the 4 majors, and then you got the Tour Championship. And to me, the Tour Championship is still a mess. They still haven't figured out exactly how to do it. And yes, in match play, are you going to get an upset? Sure. But
Yeah.
that's why you keep the numbers low. You keep the top 8 guys, or you the top 16 guys that really played so well all year long. You give, for instance, first round guys a bye, right? Like,
Yep.
those are some of the advantages to it, just like in other major sports as well. I just see that being a much better format that people can really buy into, and
Way better,
it
bro.
differentiates the FedEx Cup and the Tour Championship versus the other four majors as well as the Players Championship. Because let's face it, it's the worst of the group, right?
Yeah.
It's yeah. I feel like I'm on a soapbox here, just complaining
You
about
are,
it.
but that's okay.
Let's talk about Tommy Fleetwood, though, who did win it. And rightfully so. Tommy Fleetwood has struggled to close out golf tournaments, has never won on the PGA Tour. I think he won something like either 7 or 9 times over in Europe. Okay. So it's not like the guy couldn't win. But what I ended up finding out is that he did end up after the Travelers Championship, after he blew that lead and lost it, he ended up going to see the famous Dr. Bob Rotella.
Fucking
And
Dr. B. How old is that guy right now?
dude, he's got to be
108?
so old. I mean, golf is not a game of perfect. I remember that book. I read it in high
I
school.
was gonna say I remember seeing the books like, and he was like 60 then.
Yeah, and I'm old, man. Like he's got to be so old, but at the same time, still crushing it, just like Butch Harmon is. So those two guys, two legends of the instruction of golf instruction and golf like mental performance. Those are the two guys that are kind of the mecca, right?
Yeah.
When you think of OGs in the sport from that side.
Foley's kind of an OG at this point. I don't think that his modern day hair is real though. I think that's fake. Seriously, I think it's plastic. Anyways,
it might not be. Sean Foley, you're getting called out by Butsy here. We want to know, is that hair real?
He doesn't need to know I said that. I'm just saying. I think his hair is glued on.
You just doubled down on it. I love it.
Go look at it and then take a picture. Go to fucking. I'm on a soapbox now. Go.
Yeah.
We really hijacked
I got
this
you
there.
going.
Yeah, just go and Google Sean Foley 2025 and then screenshot it and then zoom in and then screenshot that and then zoom in on that so you can get all the way into where the follicle and you can see it clear as day. It's glue.
So what's cool is that Butch Harmon has Tommy Fleetwood's swing. Yeah, his swing down now to where it's so damn good. And then you got Dr. Bob Rotella working with him on the mental game. And sure enough, like St. Jude, I don't think it was enough time that he's been working with Dr. Bob Rotella. If I have my facts straight on this, that he started working with Bob after the Travelers debacle. Well, guess what, folks? We saw it at the Tour Championship. And what I really enjoyed about it is that you could see some of the things that they were working on mentally, because even the broadcast kept talking about how fast Tommy Fleetwood was getting up and hitting a shot. So he was going through his routine and without delay making the shot instead of letting it get mental.
You think that was a key to his success?
I definitely think it was a key to his success. I think they figured out, most likely anyways, like this is my assumption to it based off of what I saw. It looked like they decided in their conversations and so forth, one of the big kind of sticking points is that Tommy would think about it too much. Would think about the shot, would think about the actions and everything instead of just allowing his ability and staying out of his head in order to hit that shot. So he was going right up to it, going through 2 little practice swings when he was pitching or chipping and just going. And then
you notice this.
Oh, absolutely. And not just for instance, the broadcast kept bringing it up as well, because they were having a tough time going from like when Patrick Cantlay would putt to all of a sudden you have Tommy Fleetwood putting. And all of a sudden they're like panning over and they're like, holy shit, Tommy Fleetwood's already over his ball putting. And sure enough, like he obviously got the job done. He even said afterwards, he's like, I was freaking out even when I had the 2-shot or 3-shot lead coming down the final couple holes. He's like, cause I just blew that a couple weeks prior. So he was fully aware and just stressed out to the max. And it was something that was pretty cool just to see him overcome those demons and to be able to push through. And obviously the mental performance side, because it's something that I talk about a lot on this podcast. I always bring up the mental aspect. And here's a guy that you finally see using it, working with somebody in order to break through. And I think he broke through in a big way because I think the doors are going to open up for Tommy Fleetwood. And my question to you is kind of heading into next year, now that Tommy Fleetwood has won a golf tournament, how many do you think he's going to win each year?
Oh man, I put him right up there with Xander. I think he's going to be maybe even better. He might have a more sound uh, and mechanically wise golf swing than Xander.
Mm.
Now that he's maybe proved to himself that he can get the horse off his back, he could be very dangerous. So I don't think anybody would refute that he's in the top 10 in terms of mechanics on tour. So getting it done in that headspace, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, I think 2 to 3 times a year is what I would expect out of Tommy Fleetwood moving forward. He's that good. And he's now that he has gotten that elephant off of his back, I think we're going to see him win multiple times on tour next year. So that's just a little bit of a foreshadowing around that. And we also have, so tour championship wise, that is done. We want to see match play. Tommy Fleetwood overcomes, ends up winning. Scotty Scheffler gets nothing for his incredible year, other than probably in PIP. He'll end up getting paid out and he'll be player of the year, most likely, unless, unless some crazy decision gets made and they give it to Rory out of just being sincere with his Masters victory. But it's got to go to Scotty Scheffler for the player of the year. Scotty Scheffler was right there once again. Top 5. I mean, Scotty Scheffler, just steady Eddie, man. But
Yeah.
I kind of saw it after last week. I was like, man, it's so tough to win back-to-back golf tournaments. And I just didn't see Scotty doing that. And so that kind of opened up the door where I'm like, man, Tommy Fleetwood has the opportunity. He's playing well. If he can just get over that hump mentally. And I didn't know last week, by the way, that he was working with Dr. Bob Rotella. So that was pretty cool to end up hearing that on the broadcast.
I didn't know he was alive. That's like, honestly, I did not know that Dr. Bob was still around. So, yeah, he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I feel like Trot's a lot like Dr. Bob Rotella in a lot of ways.
Well, I will tell you, and then I've got Dr. Lee Piccarello, who he's just phenomenal from a mental standpoint. Like, we were working on stuff this week that kind of crossed over business to golf. And
Okay.
I'm like, holy crap, it's the first time that, like, from a mental standpoint, it made sense for the two, like, crossing over. And I'm not going to get into detail around it. I'll talk about it more so when we end up bringing him on the podcast, because I do want him to come on at some point. But his entire just thought process and mental side to everything is just so spot on in my world, in my universe of what I've built, that I'm like, gosh, this is going to be so helpful even in business rather than even just around the game of golf. So again, shout out to him. But yeah, between those two, I feel like I've got just an absolute vibe going on between the two of them with Trot as well as Dr. Piccarello. So again, moving beyond that, let's go to the Ryder Cup, because tomorrow the picks are going to come out. So if you're listening to this podcast, we recorded this on Tuesday. Picks are coming out on Wednesday, and this podcast releases on Thursday. So, Butsy, we're going to have some fun here, and we're going to go over who our picks would be if you were Keegan Bradley. Who would you end up? Who would you end up? Oh, shoot. I just realized that I'm going to end up sharing the wrong tab. So let me go. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 second, folks. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Here we go. So you are Keegan Bradley, and you are going to select your team, Butsy. So let me get rid of the cookies here. There we go.
Caffeine. Here you go. I'll trade you.
Okay, so your top 6 that are automatic qualifiers are Scotty Scheffler, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele, Russell Henley, Harris English, and Bryson DeChambeau. The next 6. So you've got, this is your group to choose from: Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, who's had a tremendous year. Maverick McNeely had the great kind of end of last year, beginning of this year. Keegan Bradley is you. Brian Harmon, Andrew Novak, Cam Young, who really came on at the end of the year, Patrick Cantlay, who just finished runner up, Sam Burns, Wyndham Clark, Lucas Glover, Akshay Bhatia, Chris Gotterup. That's where I'm going to leave it. Okay, we do have some former, Ryder Cup players like Daniel Berger. There's Tony Finau down there. There's, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, Billy Horschel.
Those guys are trash.
Okay, so anyways, let's go back to our list here. Who are your 6 additional players that you would select?
Well, first off, I'm going to pick myself in spite of everybody.
Love that for you.
There's one. If I'm Keegan, I'm picking myself. Sorry. He's got a pretty good record. JT, he's out. Not a bad match play player, but I like Morikawa. So there's one.
Okay. So
Let's
we got
cruise
Keegan,
it on down. Cruise it on down a little bit.
Okay.
Because I don't know who any of these people are.
Love that.
Just kidding. I'm actually throwing Akshay in the mix.
Okay.
I think he would be an electric match play player.
So we got 3. You need 3 more.
Oh, man. Go on back up now.
Okay.
After Ben's putting display this last week, I don't know if I can go with him, but we'll go Ben Griffin.
Okay. He had a creatine overdose, remember?
Shit, these soft ass people.
I mean, Ben Griffin, just so that you know, a lot of people are out there like they're very bitter because they don't think he's going to get picked and they think he absolutely deserves to be picked. So,
well, why?
You made a lot of them happy just now. Who else? We got 4 so far.
I don't know why he deserves it. I like him though. This is just pure heart and feel here. So, we got how many more? 2 more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian Harmon. Fuck no. Get rid of him. He shouldn't even be on the list.
Wow.
Andrew Novak. Let's cruise it back down again. I can't. JT is going to end up on my fucking list, and I don't want him to be. Patrick Cantlay. I just can't stand Cantlay. Probably a great human being, but for the obvious reasons, I just can't do that. I like Sammy Burns.
Okay. So that's 5. You got 5 so far.
Just put JT in.
Okay, and JT.
You got to go with it. He's an absolute spectacle when the heat is on, mano a mano.
So let's see. You got JT, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Keegan Bradley yourself, and then you've got Sam Burns and Akshay Bhatia.
The praying mantis.
The praying mantis.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's a heck of a lineup. I don't think anybody would be like, I doubt you'll get any criticism on that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to post that obviously on Instagram, and we will end up finding out if you get any backlash in regards to that. Now let's go over mine. Okay. So I'm Keegan Bradley now. I'm taking over the reins. I am absolutely going Justin Thomas. Okay.
He's number 1. Like that's right out of the gates.
That's my guy. I like Justin Thomas. Always have.
Say why.
Some people don't like Justin Thomas. I think Justin Thomas has a great game for the Ryder Cup. He bombs the ball. And by the way, at Bethpage, this is one of those golf courses. I know everybody hits it around 300 yards, right? But when you've got an 8-iron in your hand versus a 6 or a 5-iron, I like Justin Thomas in that situation. I'm going Justin Thomas. Okay. Colin Morikawa, I like him as well. Another Ryder Cup guy. I feel like he's gritty. He can get the job done. So I like Colin Morikawa. I know everybody is going to say Ben Griffin deserves to be a Ryder Cup player. I don't disagree. However, I'm not picking him. Okay. I'm going Maverick McNeely as so this one's going to rub some people the wrong way. I like Maverick McNeely's game, and I just think he has had such a solid end of last year, beginning of this year, and Maverick McNeely to me is a guy that he's got a I wouldn't say an it factor, but I would say he's got a little bit of clutchness to him that I like. And I just like his game for Bethpage. So I'm going to say Maverick McNeely. Now I'm Keegan Bradley. So I'm going to skip over me for a minute. I'm going Cam Young, upstate New York guy. You know, Cam Young
that
is
why?
a bomber of the golf ball. Yeah, he's from the Northeast. He
He's a
won the
prick too.
Met when he was the Met amateur when he was, I think, 17 or 18 years old. 17, I think.
You like
Um,
those fellow prick personalities, don't you, from the Knolls?
but you got to have some guys to actually play
No,
with him, right?
I agree.
So um, then I've got Sam Burns. Okay, so that's my 5.
We're not
And
so far apart.
I'm Keegan Bradley. So I'm picking myself because I
You
think
like
Keegan
that.
Bradley, I think he absolutely has to pick himself. I've said it for a while now that, and I've probably said it for the past like 3-4 months, that I know that he originally came out and said that he has to be in the top 6 in order to be a part of this Ryder Cup team, and he's going to try to play his way in. But he is the heart between or behind this team. Boston guy, again, I would love to see him and Cam Young play together. That's the duo that I'm like, dang. You know, they're kind of, not everybody loves those guys. So let's call a spade, put those two together, two new Northeast personalities, and let's get it going when it comes to that.
Mix
Maverick
'em up.
McNeely's the one that I'm probably going to get hate for, that people are probably going to be like, why Maverick McNeely? Listen, he's freaking 10th. Okay. Like, I saw something today around on Twitter that they said the Ryder Cup should be top 10 guys are exempt. And those are the guys that are on your team. And then you get 2 captains picks. I actually like that. I
like
actually
that.
really like that.
Less politics.
Exactly. You don't get this whole boys club stuff or anything like that. But when you look at Sam Burns, because Sam Burns is going to be the outlier sitting in 16th, right? He's getting picked. Nuclear Golf came out and said that that Keegan's already made the phone call to Sam Burns. That one's pretty much a done deal, and that Keegan's also picking himself, which is a done deal. So we'll see if those pan out and are true. Nuclear Golf has somewhat of a good track record, so we're going to go along with that. But Sam Burns is the one that people are going to be like, oh, that's part of the boys club, blah, blah, blah. That's Scotty Scheffler's best friend. And if Scotty Scheffler is the best player in the world, you probably want his best friend to team him up with. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. And I know people are going to say the boys club, but really don't care. Again, Justin Thomas.
Oh, hey, you earn the right to manage the boys club too, just as much as it exists, right?
Yep. Now I'm going to ask you
You don't
a
like
question.
that take, okay?
No. I do like that take, but it leads me to this next question, to where Keegan Bradley, do you think he's making a mistake by picking himself?
No. Oh, I don't. I think he's gonna fucking dominate. I think Tiger would probably agree with it too. I bet Tiger had something to do with him picking himself too.
Yeah.
I got a text from Tiger that said you should fucking pick yourself.